Let's step into a new world, a place where imagination awakens, where even the dullest thoughts, the greyest dreams, spark to life in colour and form, where every shadow holds potential. Welcome to Silver Art. I wanted to paint something that feels dark but still beautiful, as if there's a small glimpse of hope even when things seem heavy or uncertain. At the same time, I wanted to bring in a sense of fantasy with fairies and among shadows and glowing moss lighting the way. It's a quiet, magical world, softly lit, slightly haunted, but still holding a sense of wonder. I tried something new with this piece, practicing anatomy and pushing myself to create softer and more transparent elements. Right now, I'm keeping things simple and focusing on the basics of human anatomy. It's more about understanding general shapes and proportions than perfect accuracy. Just building a solid foundation so I can grow from. I've also been working on improving how I paint plants and flowers, trying to capture their shapes, textures, and natural flow more effectively. It's all a learning process, but I'm enjoying the challenge and the progress that I am making. Welcome to the garden. Tucked far beyond the edges of maps and memories lie a secret place. A garden that time has forgotten and the world no longer sees. You won't find it by looking. There's no path marked on paper, no gate or sign to guide the way. The garden is hidden, cradled behind a living wall, a thick, quiet hedge. Its dark green leaves glisten year-round. Small white flowers bloom in tight clusters. This hedge hums, but not with sound, but with presence. A slow, steady rhythm, like the garden's own breath, holding the world at bay. Inside the hedge lies a world untouched. The garden is neither wild nor tame. It is both balanced in that strange, perfect place between chaos and care. Its trees are tall and wide-armed, their bark etched with time. Their roots twist across the ground like old stories, anchoring everything in place. Beneath them, the earth glows. Glowing moss lines every pathway, every root, rock, and trunk. It spreads its soft blue light in waves, and it shines with a quiet light, just enough to see. It doesn't light the way, it invites you in. Long ago, people used to find their way in. They didn't mean to, it just happened. A forgotten turn, a wandering thought, and suddenly they were inside, surrounded by silence, guided by moss, encircled by the hedge. But those visits grew fewer, the world outside louder and harsher. And so the garden did what it has always done, it adapted. It pulled its stillness tighter, it watched. And in time, something new began to stir. That's when the fairies came. They weren't summoned, and they weren't born in any ordinary way. They simply appeared, as if the garden, in its loneliness, breathed out magic, and these beings were the breath returned. They are small, luminous, and full of joy, but don't mistake them for delicate. They are ancient in their ways, not ageless, but timeless, born of bark, blossom, and of moonlight. When they move, the air shimmers. When they sing, the trees seem to listen. They speak no words, but their songs are made of laughter, starlight, and dreams. They dance in circles where moonbeams touch the moss. They rest in the hollows of trees or perch on the hedge, watching from its leafy heights with bright, curious eyes. They are guardians, these fairies. They keep the garden safe, tending to its joy, its silence, its glowing moss pathways, and the old rhythm of its heart. And they never cross the hedge. No one knows why, but they always stay within. Even the boldest among them will pause at the hedge's edge, hovering just shy of the boundary, watching, waiting. Sometimes people pass near. They'll catch a flicker, just a glow behind a tree. Or they hear a sound that isn't quite a voice, but feels like one. They'll smell something faintly floral, something they can't name, and then it's gone. Because the garden chooses. You cannot force your way in, you cannot search it out, but if your heart is quiet enough, if your breath is soft, if your thoughts move like moonlight, the hedge might open for you. You'll step inside and feel the air thicken slowly. The moss beneath your feet will glow. The trees will sway like it's stretching after sleep, and the fairies will be watching. They'll circle above, trails of light left behind in the air. The laughter will echo like birdsong heard underwater. And in the center of it all, the grand oak tree, tall, protective, patient. The grand oak tree, the garden's skin, its memory, its keeper. A wall that keeps the world out, and the wonder in. And if you listen carefully, you may feel something older than magic stir inside you. Because the garden is real, the fairies are real. And sometimes if you remember how to wonder, they'll remember you too. That's it for this piece. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, feel free to like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. And here is the final shots. See ya.